Thank you for holding this hearing, and I thank the ranking member for introducing this legislation on covered bonds, ranking member of the subcommittee. The collapse of Fannie Mae and Freddie Mac and their subsequent trillion-dollar federal bailout have renewed calls to explore innovative private market alternatives to the government-sponsored model of mortgage financing. America is about innovation, competition, and the private market, and I think covered bonds could be part of our solution. As one of our witnesses at today's hearings, Mr. Scott Stengel of the U.S. Covered Bond Council states in his testimony, covered bonds also represent a cost-effective form of on-balance sheet financing for financial institutions that in turn can reduce the cost of credit for families, small businesses, and the public sector. And obviously that is something we should all strive for. Covered bonds are also a private market solution to the need for market participants to have skin in the game. The issuers of covered bonds are responsible to their bondholders for the risk posed by the underlying loan pool. For example, if the underlying loans default, bondholders have a secured claim to the assets in the loan pool, as well as recourse to other assets of the insolvent firm. Additionally, issuers of covered bonds are required to account for the risks posed by their bonds on their balance sheets. In June, Mr. Garrett introduced legislation providing a statutory framework for a U.S. covered bond market that promotes greater legal certainty for investors in these instruments. Chairman Frank should be commended for convening this hearing on Mr. Garrett's legislation and other ideas for encouraging the development of a covered bond market in this country. Mr. Chairman, a functioning securitization market is necessary for successful housing market recovery. Covered bonds are one of several solutions this committee should explore as we move forward with proposals to revive stalled private mortgage credit markets. I look forward to hearing expert testimony from the witnesses and working with you. And I'm pleased that this seems to be a bipartisan effort, and that members on both sides of the aisle realize that this could be a potential source of funding for our mortgage market, and a safe source as well. I yield back the balance of my time.